Hey folks, this is Vint with Dance Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Galactic Civilizations for Supernova. This is a game that you can find on Steam's Early Access program for $40, although it is releasing from Early Access in October of 2023, so fairly soon. One thing I have to get out of the way that really just irks me. You can get the game on Steam, the Supernova edition, for $40. The Supernova edition is like the most recent build of the game that kind of includes everything, but in days of yore, it was just Galactic Civilizations 4 on Epic. That's also $40. But hey, on Epic, you can upgrade it. Hey, look at that. A special discount is given to upgrade it to the Supernova edition. That costs $16. So what you're saying here is, for those of you that supported the game on Epic and paid $40 for that, now have to pay another $16 to upgrade it to its most current version? I'm sorry, what the heck is up with that? $56 on Epic and $40 on Steam. Those who waited got the game for $40. Those who supported this game earlier is being forced to pay again to upgrade. That is some BS. Another complaint that I have in the options menu, anytime you adjust the screen resolution, it doesn't take effect until you actually restart the entire game. So like right off the bat, like I know I'm complaining a lot, just so you know, I played Galactic Civilizations growing up. I've been a Stardock fan from the early onset when they were on Impulse. Okay, Demigod, and then Galactic Civilizations 1, 2, 3, and then 4. I don't know what it is, but Stardock has made some pretty decent games, and I love the Starship designer. I love the art style that went into the various races that you'll find in this game. But that being said, I feel like the game is leaving early access too early. There are, again, a lot of problems that I'm just running across that I'm not liking, and it's actually dissuading me from playing this game. I run into a lot of lag. There is this create your own civilization option, and it uses an AI to sort of generate stuff for you. You type in a short description of what you're looking for, and then it'll generate something for you. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to do this. You don't have to utilize the AI, but I will tell you, it is some really funny stuff. You can import your own pictures, but at the same time, the AI will generate a bunch of pictures for you, and you can choose between different ones. But type in like a short description of what you want. For example, I typed in, I think it was evil cats, if I remember correctly, and I hit like I could actually adjust like their cultural affinity. I could adjust their like biology, their behavior, what kind of planet type, and using all of this information, the computer actually generated some like pictures for me to choose from. And I've tested this a couple of times, and more often than not, it comes up with some really cool responses. So, like, I know it was kind of a meme to go to those AI generating websites and just randomly hit that meme button and see what comes up, what the AI comes up with next. So Stardock, I guess, kind of took that idea and put it into a civilization builder here. I personally love this idea. I think it's a great... I could sit here for days and just play around with different styles, just different pictures. But I will warn you, like, there's a bit of lag. When I hit generate, it takes like 10, 20 seconds, and there's no message telling me, hey, it's going to take some time to do this. It'll just sort of like freeze on me. It's just annoying. I wish there was like, hey, this thing is doing something in the background. Maybe you should wait and let the computer figure out what it's doing before you click any more buttons. Because I made that mistake. I'm sitting there like, I'm picking portraits, great. Oh, but now it's ready. So I'm going to click OK. And now but what's cool is now it gives you this huge paragraph. Like the AI actually generated a story for this evil cat civilization that you created. Here's an example here that I'm looking at. It actually made a dog picture too, which was kind of weird. But yeah, that cat in the middle, I'm like, yeah, that's. But I love the little hamster on the bottom. So yeah, like this is probably my favorite part of Galactic Civilizations 4. I'm sorry to say it, but it is. Once you do get an AI or generated faction, you can adjust your civilization traits. You can adjust what they're good at, what their behaviors are, abilities, all that good stuff. And you've got trait points. You can even give negative traits to yourself to give yourself more trait points, to give yourself more positive. You can even adjust your ship design, which is really detailed. And I didn't feature the ship builder in this particular video just because of how massive it was. And I believe I've sort of featured that before in a previous video. So long story short, like at this stage, like creating your own civilization, customizing it the way you want to, giving it the traits that you want, picking your ship colors, picking the materials of your ship. And there's different races in this game that have different designs by default. Like all of that is fantastic. That is amazing. Once you get past that, you can adjust like your galaxy settings, you can adjust difficulty, game pacing, research rate, how many minor races, just like a standard 4X game that you would typically play. I will complain, there's about 8 different difficulties that you can choose from. Beginner is still too difficult. I've been playing 4X games since I was in high school. Okay, I started with Birth of the Federation, Star Trek 4X game, and Civilization 2, I think it was, from my PC. I'm familiar with 4X, and I'm familiar with Galactic Civ, but beginner, like, I chose the Mimit, I think it was, faction, and they're known for their economy, or whatever it was. They're not known for military and aggressively attacking, but that's exactly what they did in my playthrough. So it's like, well, I thought you were going to be more passive. I thought you were going to be more like business and economic. No, they expanded, and then they just started attacking nonstop. So I'm like, what happened to this, all this AI behavior that's in the game? Why is this AI acting out of character? Why? I did nothing to piss them off. Why are they attacking me? So, like, I'm actually turned off by the fact that there's 8 or 9 different difficulties, and beginner is still too difficult for it would frustrate the casual player trying to learn this game. I can tell you that right now. Anyway, so each planet that you colonize in this game will have hexes, and you're going to put various structures down. There are adjacency bonuses, which is great. When you zoom out, there's like a galaxy view, and like sort of like solar systems are connected via these lanes. And first you have to research the technology to actually view these lanes so that you can reach other solar systems. But yeah, that's a thing. There are so many planets within your immediate solar system, and then you get the technology to sort of branch out into future ones. There's still a tech tree. This is a typical 4X game. That stands to reason. It'll give you like 2 or 3 suggested ones, but there's also like additional candidates off to the right that you can pick from should you want to do that instead. Like I said, there are several views. There's, like in the previous Galactic Civ games, there are colony ships used to colonize planets. There are constructors that let you build star bases, economic influence. In this game, there are leaders. I don't know how I feel about that. They've got this loyalty system, which I find annoying. Trying to make them happy sometimes is extremely difficult, trying to, like, raise the loyalty of these things. But I love that, like, if I'm the cat, I picked the cat civilization that I created, and even the descriptors of these cats are funny. Probably consumed their own mother is a description of one of the cat leaders. I love that. That is beautiful. But still, like, I don't know how I feel about the leader system. You're going to slot them into the minister slots to give your civilization bonuses. You can slot them as governors to lead your planets. You can slot them as diplomats. You can slot them as commanders to lead ships. Like, there are these like huge capital ships that you can eventually unlock, and you can slot them as commanders. Each of these leaders has a different attribute. There's 4 attributes that you have to worry about, and these attributes affect different things. One might be military, one might be like population influence, something like that. So like, I don't know. This is okay. I can deal with it. It's just, I wish there was, you have to give, I think it's crystals or loyalty crystals or harmony crystals, I think it is, to make these leaders happy, and I find that annoying. There are like special faction orders that you can give at the cost of control. Those are like I don't say one-offs, but you issue the order, you spend these control points, and you earn these control points if you've got like a resource generating building doing that. But yeah, so there's a news center in this game where this robot will occasionally come up and tell you what's going on, who's leading what. This faction's the top of the economic leaderboard kind of thing. I love that as well. That pays homage to the old Galactic Civilization games that I'm used to playing. Like I said, though, I'm sorry, but like I feel like the difficulty is borked. Like, I feel like it's not balanced. Stardock has taken some wonderful ideas, but made the game way too difficult. Yes, you can survey in this game like in previous Civs. Great, I love that. And yes, your decisions will affect what ideologies you'll eventually be able to like put points into. There's like 6 or 7 different ideology trees, and how you respond to events as they pop up will give you like, you gain pacifism cultural awareness, or you gain traditionalism cultural awareness. And as you gain these points, you spend them in the cultural progression section to unlock more bonuses. That is all great. I love that. But why do you have to make beginner difficulty so unforgiving? Like, a new player trying to come into this game for the first time to learn it, and then only to be smacked hard by the beginner. I'm sorry, but that's not a fun time. If I'm going to lose as I'm learning a game, fine, but at least give me some leeway. I think I was like, I don't know, was it turn 100 or 150 or something like that, and the Mimit had just dominated everything. They were in my little corner of the galaxy, colonizing planets. My cats had no hope of matching their military might. I thought I was doing well, but they just, bam. I don't know how they did it, okay? Now, granted, my cat civilization, I threw together on a whim. I probably didn't pick the best attributes for him, so that's probably, like, partially my fault. But still, like, beginner difficulty is there for a new player to get a handle on the game, and if you're going to punish them mercilessly, I'm sorry, but like, that's a problem. That is something I look for in a game like this. I have enough problems. I don't want to come home and beat my head against the wall playing something like this. I want to relax. I want to have fun. I want to have a good time. And this game, in its current state, does not let me do that. It's actually quite stressful, even on the beginner difficulty. I want to tone down their aggressiveness. One idea that I have is I create a civilization that I sort of defang, like, just pick, don't give them any positive traits, give them all negative traits, if I can even do that, and then I versus them. Maybe that's a way to do it. I can also set teams. That might be another way to do it. But still, like, I wish Stardock would, I don't know, buckle down and make the easier difficulties more easy. And like I said in the very beginning, that whole $16 extra, I received the press key for the Steam version, thankfully. However, I did pay $40 for the Epic when it first came out. If I had to upgrade that to the Supernova, I'd be pissed. I can understand where people would be pissed about that. I'm sorry, but Epic people should have gotten that for free. If you're going to pay $40 on Steam, then you should pay $40 on Epic. They should both be the same version. You shouldn't have to pay extra on Epic. And then, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm kind of harping on that a lot. Aside from all of that, like, the game is good. The graphics, the art, all the 4X mechanics are fine. My biggest problem right now is the pricing structure, which is kind of predatory, and the whole difficulty spike. It's a hard game to learn. You're going to get resources, mine resources, special resources. It's kind of like Stellaris. You just can't dive into it and expect to do well. You have to take your time and learn it. This game doesn't let you do that. At least based on the game that I played. I was frustrated and quit. So take that for what you will. If you already own Galactic Civ 3, maybe wait a little bit and see what 4 does. Because 2 and 3 will get you just as far, minus a couple of new features, but still, I think Galactic Civilization 3 is still a pretty good game, so I highly recommend checking that out. And if you're new to the series as a whole, do 3 first because it's on sale. You can get it for really cheap. Well, there you go. That was Galactic Civilizations 4. Hopefully they fix some of these minor problems. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Take care.